going to show you guys a quick demo on how to grind and hone a plane iron. Here it is. So basically, first thing you do, you grab your plane iron, you grab your combination square, okay? And you're gonna check how square it is. All right, so I'm gonna check. If you can't really see very well, I try to kind of find either light of some kind or a different colored background so it's easier to see if there is a gap or not. So basically you're gonna do this. So I don't know if you guys are able to see. It's kind of hard to tell on this. But basically where my finger is, there's a little bit of a gap. It's very hard. Oh, there it is. I think you can kind of see it there. Okay, so there's a little bit of gap on this side for me and a little bit of gap on the other end. So that just means there's a lump, hump, bump there right in the middle. So we got to get rid of that, okay? So I also look at the front edge of it and just see, or like the top edge here, to see if there's any chips. If there is, you got to also address that issue. And then basically, I don't know if you can see, actually it worked better with this. Then it seems to actually focus a little bit. So I don't know if you guys can see the straight lines, like the straight kind of lines going up and down. So that's kind of what you want to see all the way across, okay? And you don't want to see kind of all these different colors and different patterns. You want to see a nice, clean, smooth line, or lines going up and down all the way across your plane iron, okay? So, first things first, we're gonna do this on a grinder. Okay, so here's the grinders that we have, okay? A grinding wheel, I guess, okay? So, I'm gonna see if I can adjust this so you guys can see me do this. All right, let's see how that goes. Go a little lower. Okay, so this is the grinder wheel. So the biggest thing is you need to have a cup of water, okay? And it just goes in the rest here, okay? And then you want to make sure that you've got a rest, your tool rest basically here, okay? These do have two beside each other, okay? Due to COVID and everything else, we're only gonna have basically one person on each machine. And at a time, we're probably only gonna be able to have 2 people because we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So then we're just gonna have to space them out. I might see if I can just adjust it, but anyways, just for thoughts for time management, you guys are gonna have to kind of figure out when to get to the grinder, okay? In between your other project. So this is the on and off switch right here. And that's the basics kind of the grinding wheel, okay? Another thing you need to do is you always need to wear eye protection and hearing protection, okay? Always, always, always when you're on the grinder, okay? So I'm gonna put my earplugs in. Okay, so what you wanna do is you wanna turn on the grinder wheel and hope that it works. Why does it not? Okay, well that one's not working. Let me check a different one. Okay, that one works. Okay, so so as you can see, it's turning. I don't know if you can see that very well from here at that angle, but it's spinning now, okay? So I'm gonna take my cup, put it here. Okay, so what you wanna do basically is when you've got your plane iron, okay? So the slanted side, you always want, you don't want to see the slanted side when you're grinding. so you want to have it this way, okay? And then you have your finger. Put your finger underneath here, okay? I'm going to actually turn this off for a sec. Okay, and then the rest of your hand, wow. The rest of your hand kind of goes here, okay? And then your thumb goes here, okay? And then once the grinder wheel actually stops spinning, I'm gonna just kind of position it and position my fingers properly. It takes a while for the grinder wheel to slow down and stop. So just keep that in mind as well, so that you're paying attention that when you do turn it off, you're not trying to bump into it or anything, okay? These here are shields against basically sparks. As long as you got your safety goggles on, you should be good too. And it's taking forever for the wheel to slow down. Oh, another thing you could do while I wait for this, what you could also do is you can have your plane iron. You can grab, so let's say your plane iron is like really crooked, like it's not at 90 or close. What you can do is you can actually put your plane iron on your combination square, like that, okay? And then what you can do is actually draw a line. So you can actually draw a line across it so that you can see at the very top there, you would see your straight line, and then you can, as you're grinding, you can kind of control how much you're grinding off one side. It's just another helpful tip for this, okay? Again, since mine's close, I'm not gonna do that. Okay, grinder wheel is finally slowed down enough. Okay, so again, you wanna make sure that the slanted side, okay, is down or facing the grinder wheel, okay? So on the grinder wheel itself, this is kind of where you're gonna get that angle, okay? The angle that we always do these is between 25 to 30 degrees. I think 27 is technically the angle, but it's between 25 and 30 degrees, okay? These grinder wheels are already set to that, so you do not have to worry about it, okay? So what you want to do is you basically want to have your plane iron touching the grinder wheel, okay? Just touching, okay? But it also has to, excuse me, it also has to be flat on your rest, okay? When it's like that and just touching, so I like to kind of look on the side and see that it's touching. So then what you want to do is you'll take that finger and you're going to kind of put it there, and then that kind of helps you with basically where that's gonna, so it doesn't basically go higher or lower, okay? So it's actually gonna touch, okay? So basically what you're gonna do is that it's kind of touching there, you have your finger there, okay? And basically you can basically kind of do this, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna go in a back and forth motion. You never want to go to the edge of the grinder wheel with your plane iron. There's a good chance it'll snag, or you'll basically round that corner, basically make it lower, okay? So you always want to kind of, when you first start, you turn the wheel on, and then you would start. You would never have this touching the wheel and then start the wheel, okay? So basically, I'm just going to turn it on and show you, okay? So it's on now, okay? You're going to put it on the rest, okay? And then you're going to go, I usually go about a little bit more than halfway, okay? I lift it up until it's just about touching, okay? And then once it touches, I go back and forth, okay? Now, you don't want to go for too long because then it's going to burn. So every, I don't know, 3-4 passes, and again, it really depends how much you're taking off. You're going to dip it. You're going to dip it, hold it in your water for a little bit, okay? Then take it out. And then you're going to put it back here again, okay? You can have your fingers here, a finger here, just to hold it flat on that tool rest, okay? And then basically you go back, and again, touch lightly and go back and forth, okay? And you go back and forth a few times, again, off, dip, okay? and you keep doing that, okay? It's gonna take a little bit of time to get used to the feeling, okay? And how it goes. Now, I don't know if you can see. Okay, let's see. Okay, that's better. So, I don't know if it's easy to see, but at the very top there, it's very shiny and it looks almost clean. It's hard to tell in the video, hold on. It's also when it's wet, it's hard to see. I just dried it on my pants. Hopefully that helps. Okay, is that gonna help or not? There we go. Okay, okay. There you go. So see that top really crispy, it's not food. Crisp, clean line. Basically, that's what you want to see all the way down to here, okay? And all the way across, okay? So right now, all we've got is it just there on the top, if you can kind of see the reflection of the light. So as you can see, I have a little bit more on this side than that side. So I just have to keep going back and forth until I basically have a nice clean line going all the way across.